This European cricket event is proudly brought to you by HCL Software, Victorinox and Rado.
Welcome back to Valletta and to La Masa Sports Club. We're here at the ECN Malta T20I Tri-Series 2025. That's a big nick straight away. It's flown through the hands of the keeper and it's going to go all the way for four. And if you were here for this morning, you might recall that first ball there, we had a slippage incident on the side of the pitch, and this one again. And then, of course, ECS following up on that. As that's levered away through square leg for 4 runs, so that takes Malta to 11 for no loss after the first over. I was going to say it was a good over for Sacklin, but he let... And the tank is firing on all cylinders. That one, it sounded nice off the bat. It's just sneaked over the rope for a 6. It looked like it might have held up a bit, but he definitely didn't get all of it, did the tank there. And that's edged, but it's gone over first. It was more like third slip, and that's going to go away for 4 as well. So the tank is riding his luck a little. That's the second one that's flown behind the bat, but he won't mind how the runs are coming. Cricket proof laptops. And that has been smashed by Rocky. He just rocked back on that. It was a bit of a shorter delivery by Razik, and it's just been hit, levered towards the archery range. And that's up in the air, and it's taken. Rocky takes a suspicious look at his bat. I think it was just more a mistimed shot than anything. And it was safely taken by Safi there in mid-wicket area, and Rocky will be disappointed with that. It wasn't really a shot on there for him, but
That means this will be a free hit. Matthew faces up again.
it's the battle of the Matthews, and Matthew the batter won that one. That was a lovely shot, just hit through the covers for 4. It's an expensive, and that one's been hit firmly through the covers. It's gone past the fielder at cover, and it's going to go all the way for 4. And that was a lovely shot there. We can
Debate.
Oh, it's that big swing, and there's a nick behind, and that's taken. And it was a nice clean take there by Valivarthi, and Matty Ainsworth, he gets a wicket, and it's thoroughly deserved as well. He's been steaming in from both ends, and that just struggling to get going here. That will help. That was a no ball, and it's gone all the way for 6.
Oh dear. That's a 7 up.
Yeah.
Other brands of lemonade are available, but they needed something to happen here, didn't they? Control.
Happy
I wanted
days.
to keep bowling.
Yeah.
Free hit still, and it's going to be 4. Mid-offers up in the circle. Poor Matty Ainsworth is going to have to wander into the jungle and think about life.
And that first ball has gone all the way, hit right in the screws there, and it's gone, well, it's over square. It's
Yeah.
a flat 6 as well. It's
This
one of
is
the
a-
flattest we've seen.
Danza likes to smack it. It's fun to watch.
And he tries to smack that. It's gone really high up in the
Poor
air.
Safi.
Safi's under it and takes it. That's a great catch. That was steepling up in the air. Must have been swirling around. Safi gets under it and almost takes it sitting down in the end.
Safi's been a bit of a ball magnet this innings, hasn't he? And that is a good catch. And yeah, I will try anything.
Jacob at the end of his 3rd over. That's been hit straight, and it's going to go for 4. The tank. And that one has gone all the way for 6. That was a beautiful shot by George there, who's only just come in. He's just gone for the 1 off 3 balls so far, but that one's gone all the way, and that was just a lovely swing of the bat. Obviously,
Gets the next over.
and they definitely seem to work, because that one has gone flying not only over the boundary, but I think way into the car park, and the tank brings up his 50 in style. He's got helmet off, bat in the air to his teammates.
The tank brings up his half century by hitting it into the petanque area, which is the other side of that grandstand, and on Saturday morning.
Oh, and that's the commentator's curse right there. Zishan comes back and he gives him quite a hefty send-off. The tank just stands and says, you know, I've got 54, I'll take that. And Zishan was having none of it. It was a great ball. And he told the tank where to go, which is back to the dugout.
Yeah, that slower ball, and yeah, Zishan's known for that change of pace. Teams could finish 2 and 2. They could all finish 2 and 2. they split their series with each other, and that is certainly possible. This is a little bit of a sideways tour too. It's going to get around Sack Lane. It's going to be 4 runs. Abbas with his first boundary.
Yeah, he'll take that. He just kind of 30 from here to get them up to a higher score.
Whoa!
That one's chipped up in the air. Rule number 1 is back in play.
That's
Protect the equipment.
Giant hit from Abbas. I was just going to say that they've decided to bat him over Jaspal Singh, who's they're YouTube.
They're the 2-year. And that one's been hit not quite as far as the straight 6, but it's gone to the boundary nonetheless. That's a 4, and Abbas is really hitting his stride here. And that was another. It was not a bad ball.
Rising from Abbas.
And he goes again.
Oh.
And that's a 1 bounce 4. He seems to be hitting it 360 after that straight hit in the previous over. The next 2 have just been smacked through point, and that's another 4. Strength of the appeal. There was no appeal there.
Assumed it was out. Certainly was a close call, as we saw. Umpire at real time couldn't make the call.
I'm going to come back for 2 here as well.
Never mind the 2.
Oh, it's going to go all the way.
It's just kept on going. Well, Abbas, he's just having a kind of fairy tale. Now the mongoose.
And that's gone all the way as well. That's just another flat 6 for Malta, and what a start to the 19th over for them. That's exactly what they would have wanted. George with that strike. And it's Abbas the bowler that comes out on top. Muted celebrations there because they know that Abbas has put in a good hand there. He's got 28 off his 14 ball strike rate of 200, but that was 1 big shot too many as he tried to heave that into the next postcode. That's bowled him, and that's a lovely ball by Abbas Ghani. And Singh, after getting that 2 on the first ball, doesn't stick around for much longer. It's 2 and out for him, and he sees his stumps splattered all over the place. And that was a lovely ball, just the top of off stump.
Last ball coming up,
and that one's squeezed through square leg. I don't think it'll go quite all the way. A nice elegant dive thrown in. And they will scamper through Malta, but there'll be a run out on the final ball. They had to go for it. No harm in going for that, but it means that Malta don't quite get to that 180 mark, which I think they would have wanted as a bare minimum, especially when Wasim Abbas was firing on all cylinders in the middle of that innings, and you had the tank early on.
Hello and welcome back. Great to have you with us. Hoodie Sounder here, Mr. Maximo. May have been so excited I just knocked my microphone out of the console.
After a bit of a roller coaster of a batting innings, to be honest, they had a bit of a fire through the middle and the tank up top, but it's now the marksman stepping up for the crease. And the 2 batters facing up are Abbas Ghani and captain Seamus Deploy. Exactly where the previous innings finished, which was with a few dot balls. But that one's up in the air, and it's taken, followed by a slide tackle. The ball goes flying in the air. It was a clean catch in the end. A bit of a half collision there, but everyone seems happy. Smiles and hugs all around. They've got 1 wicket down. Hungary haven't got a run on the board yet. They will get a run on the board that now, as Kukikel comes in and immediately hits it straight over that point cordon. Loving the food chat. I think we've moved on from that, but if you have any questions or any comments or anything you want to know about the ECN, just please send them our way. And that one, having said that it was a good over, the final ball, the curse of the final ball, that does go for a 4. I think I could get on board with that. That's been hit right out the screws, and that's going to go all the way for 6. David Marks lets out a cry of frustration, but that was just a lovely shot by Zishan.
Very Zishan.
The classic slower ball response, and it's been fumbled over the boundary. That's exactly what we were talking about earlier, Vinny, the trying to wheel your way back when you've run. So they have just gone a bit flat after that first over. And there it is.
Sensational catch by Sudasanan. Had to change directions. A huge inside edge and thrown away. So yeah, Zishan goes. You know, one thing with Sudasanan, did throw the ball away very quickly there. Anyone I might have missed.
That's a lovely straight shot by Razik. Will it be cut off? No, it's going to go all the way.
But 1 for 8 is like the jinxed figures.
And this one's up in the air. David Marks is underneath it, but it's going to drop over his head. There's not much he could have done about that because in the end it went about 2 meters over the boundary. That was a lovely clean strike by Razik.
Geez, that's a good shot.
And he goes big again, and that one's gone even bigger. It's a long boundary out there, and that's not gone 2 meters over the boundary. I think that's gone about 15 meters over the boundary, and that's back-to-back sixes for Razik. And
because of where the world's at with cricket.
And Jaspal Singh has been taken to the cleaners here. That's another 6. That's the 3rd in the over for Razik.
Kind of mid-noughties.
It's a slower ball by Abbas, but it's nothing slow about how it's going to the boundary. That's shot off the bat from deploy. He hasn't had much of the strike so far, to be honest, but that takes him to 14 off his 11.
Bit of a horse without a jockey now, isn't it?
There's a half chance there for a catch, but in reality, he was nowhere near that. That was Prasad, the captain there at covers. It's gone straight past him for 4. And he goes big, and even bigger than the previous one. That's gone all the way. It's gone over the clubhouse. I think that's going to be somewhere on the roof or maybe in the car park, and that was a huge hit, wasn't it? And it's double punishment there because the next one... Ooh,
oh, that was not a good sound.
that was a very Vanny sound.
Andrus, let's see what this has hit for insurance purposes. Hugh, thank you so much.
And that one that's going for a walk as well. That grizzly, you're going to have to be found from the nets because that's gone all the way. It's a massive shot.
Put your helmets on if you're around the Master Sports Pub right now, as Razik's going absolutely bananas, keeping up that more or less 300 strike rate.
They're not so in your
classy,
face.
Yeah.
And it's gone again. Razik's going 2 for 2. That one's not quite as far, but that's not saying much. It's still gone well into the concrete jungle there. 12 off 2 balls for Razik, and that's getting him dangerously close to the 50, just off 15 balls.
It doesn't stay.
That one's dragged short, and it's been given what it kind of deserved, and that was a poor ball by Sharma. I think he's cursing his captain that he brought him on when these two are firing on all cylinders. He's going to try and get out the over, but he's not going to get out the over without another huge 6 from the captain deploy, and that takes Hungary to 107 for 2 off 8 overs. Yeah, if you're 11, like that's a big score. And that's a half chance, but I think it's probably going to beat the diving fielder there, and it does. It just rolls over the rope despite the despairing dive of Amar. You'd like to think you could defend that.
Not going to defend that.
Matthew comes into the bowling lineup and he goes straight into the archery range. Pulled short, and Razik, he's on one today, and he flies. Legend. And Razik goes again. It's gone all the way again. He's gone once to the left, once to the right. Lovely shot that takes him to 70. Maybe not. And Razik is just swinging at everything he sees, and it's paying off at the moment. That takes him to 74. It's another 4. Eldo's Matthew, he's gone 6.
No, we'll stick it out.
And Deploy is in on the act here. He gets one ball after not facing too many, and he puts it straight over the ropes for 6. That was a lovely shot as well.
Back to live.
And David Marks is back into the bowling attack, and they're going after everything at the moment, and Razik doesn't seem to mind who's bowling at the other end. He's just throwing everything at it, and that's gone high in the air. We're in danger here, but it's going to go for a 6, and it's going to thud into the wall just below us in the commentary box. And
he's on here, you know.
Yep.
We haven't had a century yet.
He got 2 wickets though.
15 and over.
Razik's gone again, and that's gone all the way. The spectators in the bleachers are taking evasive action. That takes Razik to 93 off just 34 balls. And he's really on here.
Never mind a line that's in your head.
And Razik has gone big, and that's gone all the way into the tennis hall. Rolls up the blue siding of the tennis hall, and that takes Razik up to the almost magical 99 not out figure off just 36 balls. And he's just going to squeeze one through, but that will be his century, and a thoroughly deserved century for Sheikh Razik. It's 100 not out off just 37 balls, and he deservedly takes the applause of his teammates. His captain just stands by, allows him to take in the moment, goes up to him. I'm sure will give him a big hug, because that was a tremendous knock. And he does, and he not only gets the 4, he gets the 6. So Sheikh Razik finishes this game off in absolute style. He gets to 106 not out off just 38 deliveries, and he sees his team Hungary beat Malta by 8 wickets, and in the end it was quite an easy chase for Hungary. Deploy finishes at the other end, 44 not out.
So
Just 26 balls.
Listen to this. It's the equal 8th fastest T20I century in history, and
Wow.
actually ties Abhishek Sharma, who just scored one 2 days ago for India versus England at the Wankhede Stadium.